Narcissist is crazy. And I don't mean cutesy crazy, normal crazy, it'll get better with time crazy. I mean batshit, dangerous for you type of crazy. You have to admit, you saw it in the beginning, but you thought it was something you could love out of them or that would get better in time, but it never did. Now, the reason you didn't leave, I guarantee you, it's because the person they showed you in the beginning, you've been trying to get back to that person that loved you and was mirroring you and just like you, but you never got it. These people are delusional. They create this fantasy world and you better buy into it. You're going to pay for that. They're not going to be held accountable. They're above reproach and they're better than you. And sooner or later, they're going to hurt you bad. That's the mindset you're dealing with.
You ever try to bring up something that actually happened in your family and suddenly you're the problem? Dysfunctional families don't just avoid the truth, they erase it. Because if they actually acknowledged what happened, they'd have to do something about it. So instead, they rewrite the past. They tell you it wasn't that bad, you're too sensitive. You only remember the negative. They make you doubt your own reality just so they don't have to face their own accountability. But here's the truth they fear the most. You're not crazy, you're not difficult, and you're not the problem. Your memories are real, your emotions are so valid, and healing starts with seeing what they refuse to.
Think about it this way. From birth to around age 4, a child requires constant care, but there's not much in it for the narcissist. So if the kid cries, they need help, they interrupt sleep, his life, his plans get derailed, and that makes the child even more inconvenient than anything else. Now, then it comes to the golden years. This typically is around ages maybe 4 to around 11. And suddenly the guy shows up to be able to play a role as the Disneyland dad. He buys the best gifts, he's the fun one, he basks in admiration that he gets from the kids, he just soaks it all up. Their excitement, the way they look at him, and they think that he's the best dad ever. Why? It's because at this point, it's feeding his ego. It makes him feel powerful. But then what happens when it goes a little bit farther, when the kid starts thinking for themselves, when they start moving past 11 and they start asking questions, they start connecting the dots, they start realizing that his stories don't actually add up. When they see his lies, when they see the manipulation, when they start to see a double life, that's when he discards them, just like he discarded you. The narcissist will continue to do the same things to them as he's done to you because it was never about love, it was always about control.
You apologize a lot. I do. Sorry. Shit. Sorry. Right. Why do you say sorry so much? I guess I'm just being polite. No, that's not it. Who made you feel like you were always in the way?
That's my worst nightmare. If narcissists were honest for 24 hours, what they'd actually say. Number 1, I don't argue to resolve things. I argue to win. I don't care about fixing problems. I just need to make sure you feel like the crazy one. That way, I never have to take responsibility. Number 2, I don't love you. I love controlling you. I never wanted a relationship. I wanted ownership. The second you stop feeding my ego, you become useless to me. Number 3, I make you question reality so you never question me. If I can make you doubt your own memories and emotions, I can keep you trapped forever. Confusion is my greatest weapon. Number 4, I mirror everything you want in a partner, but none of it is real. I studied you. I became your perfect match. Not because I cared, but because I needed you hooked. Now that you're attached, the real me is here. Number 5, I provoke you on purpose, then blame you for reacting. I push your buttons, then call you crazy when you finally snap. I need you to look unhinged, so I always come out looking like the victim. Number 6, I never actually feel guilty, but I pretend to. You think my apologies mean something, guy? They don't. I only say what I need to say to keep you around. I'll do it all over again. Number 7, I only play nice when people are watching. In public, I'm the loving, caring partner. Behind closed doors, I'm the reason you cry yourself to sleep. But no one will ever believe you. Number 8, I don't want you to heal. I want you to stay broken.
Bodily fluids, you should readily be able to share your phone. Here it is. Nobody in a relationship should be keeping secrets. We all deserve to have privacy. Nobody should be keeping secrets. If you ask your partner to see their phone and you and your partner are together, y'all are married, y'all are one, y'all committed, your phone should be so good that you could unlock it, put it on a nightstand next to your bed, take 2 melatonin, and wake up 10 hours later.
You've heard me say in other videos that a characteristic of a toxic family is one that caters to the most toxic individual. That toxic individual will hold a lot of power over the whole system. All the other members kind of adjust to that toxic person in fixed roles usually.
Dysfunctional families don't raise children, they train them. Train them to stay small, to be compliant, to be convenient, and to keep the peace at all costs. If you grew up with a narcissistic or an emotionally immature parent, you were never given the space to be your own person. You were expected to conform, to make yourself smaller, and to be acceptable and lovable based on what someone else needed. But you weren't difficult. You weren't the problem, but you were made to feel like you were just for having needs. And when you try to break free, it's seen as betrayal, not growth. But cycle breakers are the ones who refuse to carry this dysfunction forward. Healing this can be incredibly lonely and isolating, and that's why I created this just for you. It's the roadmap and support that I wish I had when I started my healing journey.
One thing that you'll come to realize a lot when you're dealing with a narcissistic person is that anything that concerns you would probably have to end up in an argument. But if it concerns that narcissistic person, they expect just full compliance, submission, or whatever the other case may be, right? Because narcissistic people are really not interested in your feelings. Let's just keep it high. Let me rephrase that. Narcissistic people are not interested in the feelings of yours that paint them or make them feel bad about themselves. This is why if you're feeling great and you go to a narcissist or toxic person or whatever, and you tell them how good that they make you feel, like, hey babe, you make me feel so good, like you treat me so well. Like if you admonish praise upon them, they will love you and they want to hear it out though. But if you go to them and try to talk about your feelings, and those feelings are negative or not good, they'll try to shut you down. They don't want to hear it, and why are you trying to argue? Why are you trying to fight? Why are you trying to ruin today? Why are you trying to start something today? There's never a good time to bring something up, an issue up with a narcissistic person, y'all. So it's just kind of like, you kind of have to pick your battles. You know what I mean? And if you made it this far, y'all, hit that subscribe button. Peace.
I am about to show you real-life proof on how psychological and emotional abuse damages your body physically. Someone does not have to lay a hand on you to hurt your body. This is a picture of my hand from October of last year. It was so swollen, it hurt. I didn't understand what was going on. I had inflammation throughout my whole body. I thought I just had bad circulation. The reality is I was going through severe narcissistic abuse. And they said it was because I sleep like this. But I was not only experiencing inflammation in my hand, I was experiencing it throughout my whole entire body, especially on my right side. 2 months out of that relationship, this is what my right hand looks like now. I took that picture last night, was in disbelief. The inflammation in my body has gone down drastically in just 2 months away from him. Emotional and psychological abuse is just as serious as physical. That is why I come on this platform and talk about it. Going back to your narcissistic abuser is a death sentence. Staying in a narcissistic abusive relationship is a death sentence, even if they're not laying hands on you.
What the fuck is ego death anyway? I mean, really, the best way I could explain it is everything you know about yourself, or think you know about yourself, is going to disappear just like that. I mean, for example, we have these ideas of who we are as individuals. The way we dress, the food we eat, the music we listen to, all of our likes and dislikes. But listen, people, that's not you. That's just who you think you are. And so when all that is just kind of ripped away from you, you're left kind of wondering, like, who the fuck am I? And the reality is the person you are right now is not the same person you were when you started watching this video. I mean, just like nature in the world is constantly changing, so are you. I mean, I challenge anybody to prove that the past or the future actually exists. Because the only moment you have in this world is actually right now. And so if you can just surrender to that experience and let go, you'll realize that now is now. And just enjoy life for what it is. At any rate, as always, much love.
A lot of narcissists and toxic people will tell on themselves without actually confessing. And of course, if you're new here, I'm actually a diagnosed narcissist. It's almost foolproof, y'all. Whenever you question a narcissistic person about their behaviors or about their actions or about something that they did, watch their reaction. Watch it. A lot of times they have an over-the-top reaction to a small accusation or observation. Hey, I noticed you came home 25 minutes late last night. What the hell? Why are you tracking my time? What? Hey, I noticed you sleep with your phone inside of the safe. Why is that? Why the hell are you worried about my phone in the safe? Like, that's crazy as hell. Stop being so controlling. Their reactions will tell you everything that you need to know. It's a damn near it's a confession. Their reactions can be a confession. Not all of them will get mad or something like that, y'all. A lot of times they'll give you the silent treatment or ignore you or say, let's talk about this later, so they can make a plan of action to come up with a lie. Just watch their reactions. They'll tell you, I'm telling you, it's foolproof, damn near foolproof, because no one gets angrier than a guilty, narcissistic, or toxic person.
What are the warning signs then that show up in adult children of narcissistic parents?
Let's then take a look at that. Mom and dad, or whoever was narcissistic, hypercritical and judgmental. Now, I then grow up and say, I'm not going to be like that, but what am I to myself? Hypercritical and judgmental. So many times I've said, so how many times have you internally screamed at yourself? I don't scream at other people. I didn't say other people. I said, you. Oh, well, yeah, I can be pretty nasty to me. It's not you doing it to you. It's your family still doing it to you, through you. There's a difference, and that's a huge difference.
Do you believe your love can transform a narcissist? Empaths often fall into the trap of thinking their compassion can fix someone who doesn't even see themselves as broken. Imagine believing if they just changed one thing, they'd be happy. But here's the catch. Narcissists don't want to change because it threatens their control. They maintain a false self-image, and any attempt to alter it is like facing a guard dog ready to attack. True change demands introspection and accountability, something a narcissist's mindset resists. They can't bear shame or guilt, so they avoid confronting their actions. Remember, real transformation comes from within. We can support and inform, but ultimately, each person must choose to change.